Welcome to this explainer. Every era of football seems to gift us that one player who just feels completely destined for greatness, right from their very first touch of the ball. For our generation, that player is undeniably Lamine Yamal. Today, we're tracing an absolutely incredible journey. We're going to look at how a viral photograph sparked a global conversation and how a singular, undeniable talent is carrying forward a legendary footballing legacy, from La Masia all the way to the grandest stages in the world.
Okay, let's dive into this. Can a single photograph actually predict footballing greatness? It's a question that feels pulled straight out of a Hollywood script. You've probably seen the viral image I'm talking about. It's from this charity calendar photo shoot years ago, where a young Lionel Messi was gently holding and bathing a baby in a small plastic tub. It was just a totally random pairing for a good cause. But that baby? No way! That baby was Lamine Yamal.
Fans all over the world have affectionately dubbed this serendipitous moment Messi's blessing. As you can see right here, it's viewed as this beautiful symbolic passing of the torch from one iconic generation right to the next. But what's truly mind-blowing is that when that camera shutter clicked, literally nobody, not the photographers, not his parents, not even Messi himself, had any clue that this helpless little baby would grow up to become Barcelona's brightest young star. It perfectly sets up this captivating mystery of his career, right? Like, are we witnessing sheer coincidence here, or some sort of undeniable sporting destiny?
Let's move to Kitty and see how this builds because the speed of his rise is just staggering. Born in 2007 and raised in the working-class neighborhood of Rocafonda, the kid had a ball at his feet from day one. By age seven, he was walking through the doors of La Masia, the exact same academy that produced legends like Xavi, Iniesta, and Messi. Fast forward to 2023, and boom, he is already making his debut for the first team. Inside the academy, coaches immediately recognized that they had an absolute anomaly on their hands. It wasn't just raw talent. It was his elite close control in super tight spaces, his exceptional spatial awareness, and just this audacious confidence and creativity. Operating as an inverted winger, he wasn't just surviving against older, way more physical players, he was entirely dictating the tempo of the game.
Which brings us to a frankly staggering number, 15. At just 15 years old in 2023, Lamine Yamal made his first team debut for Barcelona. I mean, just think about what most of us were doing at 15. He was stepping onto the pitch, becoming one of the youngest players to ever wear the famous Blaugrana shirt. Stepping into the literal and figurative shadow of Messi's legacy at that club carries an immense, crushing weight, but he handled it like he'd been there 100 times before.
And this brilliantly illustrates what happened next. The records didn't just fall, they were completely rewritten. He quickly became one of Barcelona's youngest ever starters and then one of their youngest goal scorers. Within just months, he cemented himself not just as a high-potential prospect, but as one of the absolute brightest young talents in all of world football. The comparisons to a young Messi weren't just based on some charity photo anymore. They were being validated by undeniable, week-in, week-out genius on the pitch.
Naturally, the Spanish national team came calling. Still just a teenager, he made his senior international debut and instantly became one of Spain's most exciting players. But UEFA Euro 2024 is where everything shifted into a totally different gear. While most kids his age were still stressing out about finishing their high school exams, Lamine Yamal was busy absolutely lighting up Europe's biggest stage. His Euro 2024 campaign was electric. Just electric. He was dismantling world-class veteran defenders with these fearless one-on-one dribbles, threading defense-splitting assists, and scoring tournament-defining goals. Ultimately, he was the spark that helped Spain actually lift the European Championship trophy. Coming out of that tournament, the entire football world collectively realized something profound. The sport had officially found its brand new global superstar.
Following that monumental international success, he went straight back to his club duties at Barcelona and just kept building that legacy. We're talking league titles, domestic trophies, and those totally unforgettable European nights under the stadium lights. With every single passing season, the little boy from La Masia looked physically stronger, tactically smarter, and so much more confident, proving he could carry the immense weight of the Blaugrana attack, exactly as his predecessor once did.
But for any player, and especially one so intrinsically linked to Lionel Messi's legacy, there is always one final mountain to climb. It's the ultimate dream every single footballer shares. So I want you to project forward with me for a second. Imagine a futuristic scenario. The year is 2026. It's the absolute pinnacle of the sport, the FIFA World Cup. The world watches as Spain manages to reach the World Cup final. And their opponent?
Argentina, the defending champions. It's the ultimate narrative clash, right? Yamal taking on the nation of the very man who blessed him all those years ago. The pressure is absolutely enormous. 90,000 screaming fans pack the stadium. Millions more are glued to their screens globally. The match begins cautiously.
Now, looking at this matchup, you might expect Argentina, the defending champions, to be the ones controlling possession, right? Well, actually, scratch that. From the first whistle, Spain absolutely dominates. We're talking 68% possession for Spain compared to Argentina's 32%. Spain racks up 20 total shots with 11 on target. Argentina, just 2 shots all game and 0 on target. The expected goals tell the whole story. Almost 2 for Spain and a measly 0.2 for Argentina. Argentina's goalkeeper, Emi Martinez, is forced to make a record-breaking number of saves just to keep them alive. Spain even has 2 goals ruled out, but they stay so patient. Rodri is putting on a masterclass in midfield. Pau Cubarsí is an absolute rock in defense, and Lamine Yamal is just a constant nightmare for the Argentine backline. The tension finally boils over in the 93rd minute when Enzo Fernandez gets a second yellow card, reducing the defending champions to 10 men as the match drags into a grueling extra time. The clock ticks relentlessly. We are now in the 106th minute. The pressure is at its absolute peak. Lamine Yamal, who has been tireless all night, receives the ball out wide. He glides past 2 defenders like they aren't even there and threads a pass that throws the defense into total chaos. That sequence opens everything up. The ball finds its way over to Nico Williams, who rises high above the defenders to head it perfectly across the box. And waiting right there for the opportunity is Ferran Torres. Ferran doesn't even hesitate. He unleashes an absolute thunderbolt of a volley. The shot rips past the keeper and crashes into the back of the net. Goal, 1-0 to Spain. The stadium literally erupts. After 106 minutes of pure agonizing tension, of knocking on the door over and over again, Spain finally breaks through. One chance, one perfectly orchestrated moment to take the lead. Argentina throws the kitchen sink at them in those final frantic minutes, just wave after wave of desperate attacks. But Spain's defense stands totally firm. The referee checks his watch and blows the final whistle. Spain are world champions. They lift their 2nd World Cup title. And there, down on the pitch, amidst the roaring crowd and falling confetti, Lamine Yamal drops to his knees in tears.
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is how the journey forces us to look at 2 competing narratives. On one side, you've got destiny, this mythical fairy tale sparked by a serendipitous photo with Lionel Messi. But on the exact opposite side, you have the gritty reality, a career forged in sweat, unrelenting discipline, immense sacrifice, and an unshakable belief in his own raw talent.
The greatest stories begin long before the world is watching. It reminds us of a really powerful truth, Long before the roaring stadiums and the shattered records, there was just a baby in a plastic tub for a charity photo shoot, and a kid in Rocafonda with a ball and a massive dream.
So the crucial point is, was it destiny? Was it written in the stars the day Messi held him? Or was it the culmination of thousands of hours of grueling work at La Masia? Or perhaps, maybe it was the perfect storm of both. As Lamine Yamal continues to step out of those shadows and into his own true greatness, that is the compelling question we leave you with today. Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer. Keep your eyes on the pitch, because this incredible story, it is just beginning.